Hey YouTube, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a ink sample vlog going on. If you're a first time subscriber, thank you for checking out the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And I know I was just talking a few videos not too long ago about getting rid of some inks, and I bought more inks, but none of the, well, I only have one brand of ink on this table that I have used before, and the rest are brand new. So I wanted to, for the spring, check out some new flavors. You know, I get restless with my colors and my inks. So with that being said, I'm going to dive in and we're going to go ahead and check out and see what I got. Sorry about my throat. Okay, first things first, let me just take my writing. I'll be trying to do, I will be doing samples into Rohrer paper, my onion skin cahier, and this is my Dingbat ink journal. I'll be swatching in all three of these. To the side I have paper towels, a bottle of water, a jar of water so I can rinse my dip pen off. And let's kind of dive into it. Let me just get this set up really quick so I can move things to the side. The onion skin paper, just as a FYI, will have heavy ghosting because it's onion skin paper. Most of the time it doesn't bleed through, but I have had a few inks that it does bleed through on, so ignore this. But let me see if I can find one. So like something like Robert Oysters, Fire and Ice, it kind of, to me, bled through. And the Diamine Ink Vent Yuletide was a heavy, almost bled through on that as well. And let me just show you the other one that really did bleed through, which was Robert Oysters, Fire and Ice. That one bled through. So, not foolproof, but onion skin paper tends to do a fairly decent job of standing up to the majority, I would say, of inks. Just get that folded back. And I'll clip this page down. I've got a fan blowing at me because it's March and unseasonably warm in the metropolitan DC area. Let's just get that there. Rohrer paper. I don't have anything already on a pre-sheet, so for some reason this really did fall apart from the pad, to my chagrin. So we'll be writing on that. No writing board for that. I don't know where that happened to that one. And then the trusty, I just put this on here because this clip was sticking to everything in my desk. And I have my Dingbat paper, which I think actually holds up very, very well. I was getting frustrated with Goldgrün paper, so I've switched to Dingbats as a brand because I heard that that's pretty good with fountain pen paper. With that, I will clip this one down because this one's going to probably need it. All right, so I've got, in no particular order, I'll just do it from the invoice. I tried Inkebara Dual Shaders Earth. I've got a 4 milliliter sample of that. And all these inks, by the way, I did get them from Vanness Pens because they have the largest selection of inks, I think, for samples in the US. I'm just trying to pull these all out. Found the Inkebara Earth, so let me just put that to the side. And I also find that Vanness gives you the most, well, so does Jacques if you get the 5 milliliter, but they give you a very natural, generous sample of inks when you get stuff from. Kind of wanting a soft brown for some reason. So this is ink. Sorry, I don't want to spell the name wrong. Okay, with the E-P-R-A-R. Inkebara. And this one is Earth. Oops. And that is the dip pen and not the ink itself, I think, kind of doing that. So let me just zoom in so you guys can really see what I'm doing here. That's Inkebara. I think the color is really pretty, and on cream colored paper it's going to be really, really nice. So that's Inkebara Earth, and let me do this on Tomoe River since it's right here. Lid rolling around. Lovely color. And that is it on Tomoe River paper. Now we're going to go for onion skin. And when I'm done, I'll hold these up and show the backs of them so that you can see whether or not there was bleed through or not. Because I got a comment to make sure I show the backside of the paper so that you can see that. Really pretty. Okay, I'm going to just clear this out. Next up in my invoice was, oh, I skipped one. 3 Oysters Delicious Caramel Macchiato. That one in there. Just pulling these to the side. Like I said, I kind of surprised myself last year because I found that some of the inks that I didn't like 2 years ago, I actually am liking now. Oops, and this is 3 Oysters. I just do this. So this one is definitely running a little bit more yellow. Sorry about that, getting that out of frame. Running a little bit more yellow than the Inkebara Earth, but really, really pretty. Kind of reminds me of golden wheat. And that's not so much a ink as it is. I grew up in the Midwest, and so I grew around farmland, and I used to see, like, you know, wheat fields and stuff like that. Okay, so this is, I'll do this one correct. 3 Oysters. It's a really pretty color. And this is Caramel Macchiato. There we go. Beautiful color. And let me get the Dingbats book. The Inkebara, when you look at it up close, you can see that shading, and I'm gonna hopefully be able to demonstrate that momentarily when I get done here. 3 Oysters. Caramel. Beautiful color. So if I don't use them this summer, I'll definitely be using them late summer going into fall for these browns, but they're really, really pretty. Next up on my list, I have Inkebara Pale Violet. Let's see here. Got to find that one. In a completely different bag. I realized when I was sorry about that. I realized when I was picking my inks for the currently ink for the month of March that I still haven't written with my Kilk Lanterna pen, which is this one right here. So one of these inks is going to go into this pen, which is why I wanted to share these with you before I got it inked up. Let me just drop my dip pen here. Okay. It's a nice dusty kind of purple shade. And I think this is called, yeah, Pale Violet. My pen is being fickle. There we go. Rotate it around here. Okay, so that's on the dingbats. Moving on over to the onion skin paper. Just get some ink in here. Seems pretty watery on the onion skin paper. But nonetheless, perfect for the spring. Let me just do that like that. I did not do the lines. I'm noticing on the Caramel Macchiato. You're gonna see that, I guess, now on the Tomo River and the other ones, but I'm gonna actually go back and do that one really quick so it's equal. Let me just do that, grab that one really quick. I got so excited about moving on to the next one, I forgot to do it. Let me just clean this pen off really quick. Okay. I find this color to be absolutely gorgeous too. So there's the lines of that one. And now back to the Pale Violet in the Tomo River paper. Actually, I'll just leave these to the side. Okay, Pale Violet. Yeah, this is a really beautiful kind of pale Inkebara, pale purple, or Inkebara. I keep saying Inkebara, but it's Inkebara probably. Pale Violet. Really liking this color. Just gonna wait and see how that dries to see if I can actually stick that in the kilt, because I think that would be a good combination. Okay, move that to the side. Next up, put these up to the top here, moving them out of the way. I have next up Jacques Essential Bleu Austral. I saw this last year when I was in Ginny Bic in DC, and they only have the really big bottle, but I liked the color. I have a lot of blue ink samples, so I really shouldn't be looking at blue ink, but it's such a great color, and it has so much hue variation, so there's a lot of depth with that one. Okay, so I mean, that ink color is stunning. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's so pretty. I almost bought the bottle, but I was like, that's a lot of ink. I think they sell their inks in like 50 milliliter bottles. That's a lot of ink. It'll last a really long time. But it is a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous color. Okay, so there's that one in Tomoe River paper. Come back here to the onion skin. I find blues like this that have a lot of dye in them, or pigment, depending on what they have, they tend to want to bleed. Because that's the dip pen, it's not, sorry, US. Okay, let me just do this on a separate line. P-L-U-E. It sucks up into this fountain pen and then it releases. It's kind of interesting how that's doing it. See what I'm saying? So it's kind of a finicky, especially with this dip pen, it's a very finicky ink. And I do feel like it's the dip pen and not the ink itself, but it's a very, let's see, what can I say? The viscosity of it is almost, it's thick, and I can tell already it's going to probably even bleed through on the Tomoe River paper from the looks of it. Let's see how Dingbats treats it. I think I spelled Jacques wrong, and I apologize because I just realized I might have. Nope, I did okay. Okay, this is blue. Don't you dare. Thank you. I'm talking to the sheet of paper, not to flap in the wind because it's trying, the wind, my fan is trying to take off. Just put this on top of here. It performs very well on Dingbat's paper. Probably the best out of all of them, just laying it down. And it might be also because a lot of the ink finally came off of the nib unit. There was still quite a bit of ink in that nib unit. But it did not do well on onion skin paper, as you will see. Okay, next up in the order of my inventory sheet is one ink. This is the one ink that I already have been trying ink samples to determine whether or not I wanted to buy a bottle, and I decided yes, I really do. Simone uses this ink quite a bit, and I think she's the person that introduced me to this color, so thank you, Simone. She has it featured on her IG account quite a bit too, and that is let me just show you the bottle because I love their bottles too. This is Rohrer and Klingner Alt Green Gold. There you go, so that's in focus. It's a beautiful green ink, and it's going to be replacing my Pilot Iruzuku Shinkai, which I'm almost out of. It took me 4 or 5 years to get out of it almost, but I'm almost out of it. I'm going to start first with the onion skin paper so I can hold it down with another book. And it is a beautiful green, yellow green. Let's see here. So this is Rohrer. Oh, I hope I spelled this right. Hold on just a second. I got the authentic German bottle, and I'm getting ready to spell it wrong. It's R-O-H. Sorry. R-O-H. R-E-R. Nope, E. R-E-R. And I'm just going to clean, okay, Klingner, and this is Alt Goldgrün. Goldgrün. Sorry, my German is not there. So that's what, sorry about that. Let me get back into focus. There we go. That's what this color looks like. It'll be better on the other samples because I've already butchered the spelling of it, but it's going to be worked out on the other ones. And this is an error on my part. That is not that is not the fault of the dip pen. That was just me scratching out my misspelling. And this is what it's going to look like on Dingbat's paper. R-O-H-E-R-E-R. And uh-oh, did I run out of ink? Oh, nope. Klingner. And this is Alt Goldgrün. I am really liking Dingbat's paper. I think it performs much better than Leuchtturm for me, and it's becoming a fan favorite. Let me just bring in, I'm going to have to dip some more Utoma River paper. Get you in frame there. E-R and Klingner. Alt Goldgrün. This lineup of inks is actually a pretty decent one. I'm actually really liking it a lot. I mean, it's a good combination of colors. And I've got two more left. I've got Taccia, which I've never used their inks. This is going to be the Jean collection, and the ink color is called Gray Green. So, just, that's what that is. Jean's collection, Gray Green. Let's go ahead and get that inked up. Let me just clean up my nib unit. This is going to be another blue, of course, with the name Blue Jeans. Let me just get that focus in there. Oh, that's pretty. I love blue grays and muted blues like this because it does remind me of spring. This is Taccia. CIA. Jeans collection. And this is Gray Jean. Jeans, plural. Really nice. This last line is really kind of wimpy. Really beautiful color. And let's move it over to my other two books. So we'll get it on for the onion skin. This has a very watery consistency, so I wouldn't expect bleed through on this. And this is Gray Jeans. Oops, let me rotate that so I can get some more ink distribution. And this will not fit over on the bottom of the other one, so we'll just do this one separately. Need a little bit more ink. Do this. That is a really nice pale blue ink. And last but not least on my order of ink samples is Wearingeul Lost Ink. And I never have used a Wearingeul ink before. Like most of these, it's new to me. I've heard about it, but I haven't purchased any of it. So let me just make sure that this dip unit is clean. Okay. Wearingeul. Just load this up. Gonna put the ink sample to the side with the lid on because I just don't want to knock it over. Wearingeul. And this is Lost. Just the color. A true blue-gray ink. So there's that one. Let this dry to the top here. Bring down the Tomo River paper. I can get just one more in here. G-E-U-L. Wearingeul ink. This is Lost. Beautiful, beautiful ink color. More on the true blue-gray side of the inks. Okay, there's that one, and I'm not going to jinx myself, so I'm not going to say what I'm thinking right now until I'm done. Let's do this one. See if I can squeeze this one out. I think I'm going to run out of ink. Okay, let me just dip this a little bit more. And this one also, gee, there we go. U-L. And so this one is called Lost. I think this one would have some really good shading, especially if you're using it in a medium nib. And just put this sample away before I knock it over. trying to make sure I don't get any ink on my fingers for a change, because I usually do. Oh yeah, this ink, although it doesn't really show in the sample, I can tell you already it shades, and it shades well. Okay, so let me show you all the inks up close, and then I'll show you the back. So let me just get the focus so it goes in here. Inkebara Earth. Caramel Macchiato was also a ink. Oh, I forgot to put down who the manufacturer was, or the maker of it. It's also an Inkebara ink. What is up with Caramel Macchiato? I just kind of I'm forgetting everything with it. Let's see here. And I'm getting ready to put Earth onto Caramel Macchiato. Hold on just a second here, because I do want to have this reflect accurately. Oh, this is 3 Oysters, which I have underneath. That's what I did on this one. This is 3 Oysters. Okay. So I have 3 Oysters, Caramel Macchiato in the second one. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see the shading or the properties of the shading on the Inkebara, but it does have, in real time, or in my eyes, which you guys might not be able to pick up on the camera, it does have shading. 3 Oysters, Caramel Macchiato, Inkebara Pale Violet, Jacques Herbin Bleu, Austral, Rohrer and Klingner, even though it got botched up. This is the alt green gold, or Goldgrün. Taccia jeans collection, that is gray jeans, and Wearingeul inks lost. Just checking to make sure, and I don't know if you guys can tell in the Blue Australios that it has some shading, but it does, or a little bit of a sheen to it. Here's what it looks like in the back of onion skin paper. Let me zoom back out so you can see. So it ghosts, but none of it got close. Was again that Jacques Herbin, that one that I had a feeling almost actually bled through just a tiny bit. The alt Goldgrün really does not bleed through. It was me just laying down kind of a heavy swatch, but really held up actually quite well on the onion skin paper. So that's the onion skin Cahier. In Tomo River, you're really going to see the shading properties of the Inkebara Earth. The 3 Oysters Caramel Macchiato has really nice, a little bit of shading qualities, but it's mostly a standard looking like ink on Tomo River. Inkebara inks got some movement with some purple, bluish highlights in the ink. So there's a little bit more to that. If I did a chromo shading test, you would see that. Jacques Herbin has some sheen and a little bit of dark shading properties with like almost a raspberry kind of color, not like a deep pink. Really gorgeous color on that one. We're in Klingner Goldgrün. Taccia gray jeans is blowing me away. It's absolutely a beautiful color. And Wearingeul's ink for Lost is actually a really pretty color as well. Really good combinations, I think, of ink for this swatch test. I just really like the combination. It looks really good. And then lastly is my Dingbats collection, and I have omit Yuletide here on the top. I've got Inkebara, the earth color, beautiful on that. 3 Oysters, the Caramel Macchiato on this paper, on this cream color paper. These 2 colors look really, really good. As well as the Inkebara Pale Violet. You can see the dark shading right around the edges here of this ink. Jacques Herbin Bleu Austral is is really a gorgeous color ink on this. Rohrer and Klingner Goldgrün looks really good. And then we've got Taccia and Wearingeul lost. Okay, let's see how they look on the back side. And I don't know if I did that on this one. Let me do the Tomo River paper. I'll just tear it off so you can see the back, I'm sorry, of this one. First, this is the Tomo River paper, the inks on that, and here's what the back looks like on all 6 colors. Let me just zoom back out. So they held up really, really well on Tomo River paper. Almost bled through, but didn't bleed through on the sample, but a lot of, ghosting, but that's to be expected. So really, really good looking ink on that. And then on the back of the dingbats, no bleed through at all, and just a little bit of ghosting on the first few, and then the last 2, that's what it looks like on the back. So not even a big shading difference on that one for those 2, but these 2 are actually really pale ink, so they actually hold up really, really well. Let me look at the Jacques Herbin. Even the Jacques Herbin on the back of this held up really, really well when you look at what you have on this side. So I'm really loving Dingbats paper. I would suggest if anybody's looking for an alternative to Leuchtturm, try Dingbats for journal writing and or bullet journaling. You probably would really enjoy it. But that is it for today. If you have any questions, and if you have any experience using any of these inks or have suggestions in any of these inks, let me know. I'm becoming a big Rohrer and Klingner fan, I'll tell you that right now, and their inks do tend to hold up pretty well with water as well. So I'm becoming a big Rohrer and Klingner fan, but I'm really impressed with all the other ink colors. They just really are absolutely gorgeous. All right, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you know when more content comes up. And I want to thank everybody for stopping by and checking out the channel. Until next time, take care, stay safe. Bye.